Halloween brings a whole different type of nostalgia to me. Obviously because it's my favorite time of the year, but trust me when I say that it's really just this whole different type of nostalgia, if you feel me. And that's because I remember a lot of my childhood memories being centered around Halloween. Most of my most vivid memories come from around Halloween time. I plan to upload this on Halloween, and I hope to God that I do. So let's celebrate it together. But first, let's get some introductions out of the way. Hello there, my name is Samurai, and welcome back to SamuraiFilms. Yeah. Today I wanted to celebrate Halloween in the most nostalgic way that I personally can, and that's by talking about some Halloween Disney Channel original movies. And some TV shows, maybe. Good question. Like I said, I wanted to celebrate Halloween time. I did one video already where I talk about horror movies, and this is just more on the actual spirit of Halloween. That is not just the horror movie side of Halloween, because there are many great things about Halloween, and that's something that I think the Disney Channel presented us very well. Anyways, are you guys ready? Douglas, are you ready? Chad, are you ready? And chat, are you ready? Okay, so the movies that we're going to be talking about today are, one, we have got Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire, Halloween Town, Smart House. Hello, Google? The Scream Team, Don't Look Under the Bed. And then we have the movie that is literally me, and that is Phantom of the Movieplex. And if we have some time, and if you've been good, Disney Channel shows, original shows, their Halloween episodes. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. But first, not without a word from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Okay, that's enough from me. Leave a like, share this video, all that stuff. Mom, what were you thinking dating a vampire? Okay. Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire is a great vampire movie that manages to shake things up. It's not the most innovative when it comes to vampire movies and stuff, but what they choose to work into the story and the lore surrounding the movie is pretty cool, actually. I really like that they put references to the old vampire stories, you know, such as Dracula, Children of the Night. Listen to them. And, fucking wrote this guy's name down like I can pronounce it. Good one, Sam. Charles Sevnesky playing Dimitri Dentos, or Count Dracula. He's a vampire. And the special effects are pretty cool. Some of the notable scenes are the scenes where we get to see Mr. Dimitri walking up the wall to get back into a restaurant. That's cool. Also, using classic vampire lore like that in such a cool way. That's a scene that's always stuck out to me from everything that I've watched on the Disney Channel. One last thing before I move on, I want to talk about Malachi Van Helsing in this movie, who is played by Robert, yeah, that's right, I'm Lizzie McGuire's dad, Carradine? He's a vampire hunter, or for better words, he's what I would classify as a hunter from the supernatural universe. Other than that, yeah, not much else to say, other than it was always neat to see Sam McGuire be a vampire hunter. So on the other side of things, we have Halloween Town, where everything about this movie just captures the essence of Halloween. I mean, that's in the name. The set design is spectacular. The town of Halloween Town, so eye-popping. It's like watching Harry Potter for the first time, seeing everything, and you're just like, the story and the acting are all fine. I'm not one to like drill into child actors and their performances. And, you know, I don't expect everybody to be a Kevin McAllister, you know, from Home Alone, or a Danielle Harris in Halloween 4, to bring it back to a previous video. The adult actors and actresses are enough to make up for some of the, you know, not so solid performances. You know, not naming names. Why did I even bring it up then? Judith Hogue as Marcy's mom, Gwen, she's great. Robin Thomas as the villain Calabar. Both deliver fun performances, but the heart and soul of Halloween Town definitely, I would say, goes to Kimberly J. Brown, Joey Zimmerman, and Emily Roshker? Or Marnie, Dylan, and Sophie. The kids are fun in the movie. They are the focal point of it, so you do end up following them the most. You know, Debbie Reynolds, who plays Aggie Cromwell, she is fantastic. I'll never forget that moment when she first appears and that bus stop, sign falls from the sky. I'm picturing it right now in my head, and it's like I can see it. Anyways, other than that, I don't have much to say about the sequels, which is why I didn't make a section dedicated to them, because most of the time in the sequels, I want to see more of Halloween Town. We get a boring version of Halloween Town in the second one. We don't see Halloween Town pretty much at all in the third one, I think. And then we sort of see Halloween Town in the fourth one, but the fourth one is... Let's move on. Also, the music in this movie. Only two of them for the sake of time. The first one is going to be my second favorite, is the Even Stevens episode. Even Stevens is probably my favorite show next to Boy Meets World that aired on Disney Channel, just because of how relatable Louis Stevens was to me personally. That's besides the point. In this episode, Louis is at school and his classmates and his teachers start to get brainwashed after they go and get some eye exam and they're drinking milk and stuff. Trust me, watch the episode. It makes as much sense as an Even Stevens episode will make sense for justifying the things that happen, so that's how that goes. After this whole event plays out at school, we learn that it's Ren that's behind it all. But then, we learn that it's just a story that Louis is telling Beans to scare him, which is just a perfect way to end the episode because it's exactly what Louis Stevens would do. And plus, it's just a fun episode. I love it, okay? Now, let's go on to my favorite Halloween episode ever. And it comes from Lizzie McGuire. Episode 24 of Season 1, Night of the Day of the Dead. I don't know why I like the Dia de los Muertos theme so much, but it really just added a whole lot to it. And I did not just spend a whole 5 minutes learning how to pronounce that, and I probably didn't even pronounce it right.
Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos.
I'm sorry, but it's the Day of the Dead. Honestly, I just like the whole fact that this episode is just a whole lesson of teaching you to be more accepting of other people's cultures. Plain and simple. Which was, fun to put into a Halloween episode. That's enough about the episode, the TV episodes. I just think they're great. I would talk about more of them, but like I said. Don't Look Under the Bed. This is definitely where I get the experimental description for the title of this video. Because some of these old movies and shows are really experimental. I'm going to talk about two in this section. So the first one is Don't Look Under the Bed. It's a really experimental movie for Disney Channel, and I think that's why I like it so much. The way that the movie is shot felt like there was more of an incentive to say something with the shots and the way that they angle the cameras. This movie uses Dutch angles, and they use them to show when something isn't right or off-center, Get it? That's really cool. Along with some crazy visuals at times that definitely scarred me as a kid without me even realizing it. And the fact that this movie was actually scaring people, not just me, but scaring other kids, because there were parents writing in to Disney Channel, against it. And I don't know, I just don't think that we get movies like that anymore because of this one. So in a way, they kind of hurt it, but hey, rewatching it was fun, and it's an interesting enough story to go along with it. And the second movie for this part is the movie that kind of inspired this whole video, apart from the last one we'll talk about, The Scream Team. This movie is one of those movies that are gonna fall under that group of Halloween movies that when I watch it, it feels like Halloween, or when I think about it, it makes me think about Halloween. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's pretty much this whole vibe and feeling you get from the movie. And like, I was sitting there looking up like the town that they filmed it in. The movie takes place in like a small town during Halloween time. A family returned to the town because the grandpa who lived there passed away, and turns out his soul hasn't passed on to the other side, and that turns into a whole thing. And then there's like something that happened like 50 years ago, 100 years ago, about this guy who he got blamed for killing his wife, blowing up his cabin and stuff like that. He got like burned at the stake or whatever. Just go watch the movie. On our last stop down memory lane, we're going to be talking about my favorite movie in this video to talk about, and probably my favorite DCOM movie ever made, Phantom of the Movieplex. I'm trying to decipher what I wrote down. Something about the movie being meta. Whatever. That's not what I want to focus on. I think watching this movie when I was younger, it really influenced me in so many ways. Like, it made me want to work at a movie theater. I mean, I still kind of do. Not right now, obviously, with everything that's going on. I always loved going to the movies, but I guess I may not have realized that I probably love going to the movies so much because of this movie. It's weird, and I keep on, if I'm coming off a little bit weird, it's because I'm just trying to get to the point in my script that I kind of wrote nonsensically because it was really late in the evening. Fuck it. Okay, I always loved going to the movies, and this is because of this movie and this movie's lessons that it taught me from my great teacher, Movie Mason. Who's Movie Mason, you ask, Douglas? If growing up I can relate to Louis Stevens, then I must be 70 years old, because right now, at my current stage in life, I relate to Movie Mason. But in all seriousness, rewatching this movie for the first time, when Disney Plus was first released back at the start of the year, this was the very first thing that I watched on there. And I don't know why. But then I got to Movie Mason's speech and remembered why. I realized something when I watched this movie again, and that was, I guess this movie sort of planted my seed. Wow. This sort of planted the seed in my brain, saying, hey, you kind of like movies. So yeah, I guess I can thank a 2000s DCOM for inspiring me to want to pursue filmmaking. Alright. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, or if you were entertained by it, feel free to leave a like on it. Let me know down in the comments. Share the video if you want to. And subscribe, because I've already started writing the script for my next episode of Legends of Hollywood for Tarantino. So yeah, subscribe if you want to see the conclusion. Conclusion. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. I'm very tired. I'm filming this after work. And you know what? I'll see you in the next one, baby.